Hey everybody, how you doing this fantastic, beautiful D? Hope that y'all are doing really well. I'm on here a bit late. Sorry about that. It's as y'all can tell with the winter coming in, as we're getting closer to the end of the year. It's gonna get darker sooner. So me being on here from 6 to 7, it's gonna get darker a little bit quicker. So maybe I'll have to start a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit before 6, and see if that's a good time, to do these lives. So, anyways, I didn't see anybody else on live right now, so sorry. But if anybody is, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I never intend to, bother anybody, and fragrance community wise, anybody else's time on here on live. Um, anyways, how's y'all's week been going? Stephanie Deming, happy to see you. Hey Ben, happy Friday. Happy Friday. How you doing? What's your scent of the day? Charlie Brown Parfum, happy to see you, my friend. How you doing? Any new fragrances for you? Um, I have been slowing down on my buying. I haven't really bought anything too recently, but as y'all can tell, I'm starting to get to some of the purchases I made fairly recently. I'm starting to show a lot more full size bottles. Hope that y'all like that. I do have, I don't know, 20 or so fragrances to show y'all that are actually full size bottles. And after that, I'm really going to start saving up, maybe again for a few niche fragrances here and there. But I don't have an extremely big budget to just play around with. And I'm a little bit of I don't know, a utilities person. So I don't know, or a minimalist in a way. So I don't want to spend that much money. Sorry about the water. That's some water on my shirt. I just noticed that. It's still humid out here too, so I sweat. Have a good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good this weekend. It's not bad. Um, I just got some things I had to do today. Kind of did my usual things I have to do, but nothing too special. Nothing too exciting. But hey, we make life happen. I'm very busy these days. The things are backing to the normal. Yeah, things are starting to get back to normal. Things are starting to get busy. I For me, things have been always about the same. Again, I live in a little bit more of a rural place, and I don't really have. I'm not connected to a lot of things, so things haven't changed for me too much. I did make my first bar batch of soap. I'm still waiting for it to fully season or harden. I'm thinking about, there's cold process and hot process. If y'all look into that, I might have to start doing hot process because if you look into soap, cold process, you have to wait and let the soap cure for upwards of a month, and it is still very humid here, so it's taking forever for them to dry out. I actually haven't used them yet, but they do look very nice, and they're very soft right now. Um, anyway, Stephanie Deming says I just picked up blueberry her today. Oh, nice. Those are pretty nice fragrances and easy to wear, versatile. Absolutely. After work because it's on sale at Nordstrom, so it's my scent of the evening. Absolutely. That one's not bad. Some people forget about those, like Tommy Hilfiger, the original for him. I think there's a for her version. Still pretty good fragrance, but just not a lot of people talk about them. There's some pretty good fragrances that people, I don't know, it flies under the radar, and you can get some really good prices. So happy to see that you got a deal. I did again. Y'all probably know I do tend to buy a lot of my fragrances on Fragrance Buy, CA, and Fragrance Net. Both are reputable places. I haven't really bought from Max Aroma, but I know they're reputable. And Fragrance X and Notino, depending on where you live. I think that one's more in the UK, Notino. But yeah, let's see. Let's get back to Stephanie Dimon says, and Centralized is in the house. Happy to see you, my friend. Just picked up Hubagant Fougere Royale. That's a nice one. That's really good. I have smelled that one. My dad actually has it. For a while, I saw those that were on sale. There, maybe, I guess there was a surplus. I don't know. Sometimes you see that happen for about a month or two, but now they're back to normal prices, and hopefully y'all can find good sales on those. It's a really nice fragrance, but it's pretty expensive. A full retail, and that's an expensive niche one for sure, my friend. But you're smelling fancy over there with Fougere Royale, that's for sure. So it's quality stuff. Well, do you think it compares to any other Fougere fragrances? I'm not sure if it smells exactly like anything, but I don't know. Sometimes it reminds me a little bit of Eau Sauvage, but much classier, much smoother, much more refined. So, anyways, Hubagant Fougere Royale managed to get it 25% off. That's nice. That'll save you a buck. Saving some money. I like to save money too. I wait for a deal. I sometimes, you can go on eBay if you're looking for something in particular, and you can put yourself a search notification. So let's say somebody puts up a discontinued fragrance, or maybe you're looking for a certain flanker or whatever it might be. You can put on, on eBay and get yourself an email notification of whatever you're looking for. And I actually haven't. That's never led at me to actually, buy a fragrance or come across a fragrance that I've been wanting, but it is helpful. And sometimes I get pop-up notifications. I've been thinking about buying Gallagher's. What is it called? Cape Carpet Cap, something like that, like Carp Cafe or something like that. I've been tempted to buy it a couple times, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get around to it sometime. It is discontinued and it's getting hard to get, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I'm not. I'm not really sure. Got Gravitas too. That's classy. Gravitas does look good. That stuff really does look really, really nice. I have not smelled Gravitas yet. I wish that I was one of the lucky people that Mr. Smelly decided to give a bottle to. I bet that I would like it. It does look of good quality, and I certainly, would appreciate that. I'd like to buy it, but again, I just have such a long list of fragrances. I've had a lot of people ask me like, why don't you buy Navatus fragrances and stuff like that. I do want to try them. I do think that they're worth trying out. I've heard some lukewarm reception from other fellow fragrance reviewers, a while back, but I'm still willing to give them a try. But, for me, I have, I guess, priorities, and I don't know. I'm funny that way. A lot of people are excited about them, but I just have lots of things I got to buy that are on the list that I've been wanting for years. And just like that Garuda fragrance, if y'all are keeping an eye on my Instagram, I'd actually had my eye on Garuda for about 2 years. So sometimes I guess I'm slow moving or slow to get what I want, and I look for the right price. So, um, anyway, says I found some really great deals on Macari. I've heard that that's a good place. I need to check Macari out. And do they have men's fragrances, or do you happen to see a lot on there? I'm not too sure. I know it's trustworthy. I hear a lot of people using it. I tend to use eBay, so I'm not too familiar about with Mercari, but I'll have to see what it's all about. Maybe I can find a few things that I want in there. Who knows? So everyone's scent of the day. I've been testing a lot of things out today, but I did put on a good amount of Dark Rebel Rider. I just did take a good shower after today, so um, yeah, I don't smell like it too much anymore. I can smell traces of it. I'm gonna get a bunch of reviews out for you guys. A bunch of Again, I know a lot of y'all don't care, but some people seem to be bothered by reviewing off of decants, even if it's a 3 ml decant. They want to see the bottle. So I got a lot of things, a few reviews coming for you. What's everybody's? So that's probably my scent of the day. That's most the fragrance I sprayed on the most. So wearing Mula Mula Rouge Extreme. Is that some kind of combination? Is that a duo combination? I know Mula Mula from that's by Byron, and I you almost got me thinking about Moscow Mule by the Juliet brand, but I don't know about the Rouge Extreme. Anyways, what's up, Ben? Scent of the day is Ralph Lauren's Romance. I have not tried that one. At least I don't remember it. Is that one worth seeking out? Wasn't that made a while ago? But I bet it's still good. I'll have to look into that one. There's a lot of fragrances out there. There's hundreds. There's thousands, and some of them that are considered classics I still haven't tried really. And it's funny to see when that happens. Some reviewers haven't tried certain things that everybody hypes and everybody thinks is even old news, and sometimes they haven't even tried it themselves, like me. So they do have lots of men's fragrances. Okay, I'll check out Macari. I'll see what they got going on over there. Sometimes there's a good deal to be had. I got Oudwa Vanilla from Bourdois. I think that's how you say it. I really don't know how you're supposed to say the name of the brand. Bourdois. Anyways, Really nice fragrance. I got a steal on it, and happy about that one too. So I found some amazing prices on niche. Absolutely. When you do buy a lesser known niche fragrance, if it's not a hype beast niche fragrance, to be able to turn that fragrance around and sell it, sometimes you have to sell as much as 50% off, even if it's only been sprayed a little bit. And that's you win and you lose in the game of love, as they say, and you win and you lose in the game of fragrance. So that's one reason why blind buying niche fragrances is so risky, and that's why I try to buy bunches of samples and get into samples, but instead of blind buying niche fragrances. So yeah, it all depends on what you're willing to risk. Niche is just so expensive, and for me, I'm kind of getting to the point where I have enough fragrance. I certainly have more than enough. It's a funny world. So I like Rebel Rider, but it doesn't last long. Yeah, John Varvatos fragrances don't last too long, but it's not bad. I I'm not in love with Dark Rebel Rider, but I do think it's good for the price and for what it is. Um, Not a lot of fragrances out there that capture that vibe really at all. I've smelled a couple of fragrances. There's Black, I think it's called Black Diamond from Primera, has a similar vibe. I've smelled that before. I've smelled, there's a few others out there, but not a lot. Not a lot at all. So, um, anyways, Ralph Lauren's Romance Silver is a good one. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. I don't know why, but sometimes the silver flankers are pretty good. Sometimes the silver ones are good. Some people are kind of think it's boring, but there's Dolce Gabbana, the one gray. Some people seem to kind of like that one. I think it's decent. If I was able to find it for like $20, I probably would pick it up. But I'm not crazy about that one. But I hear Koros Silver. Some people like the silver Koros better than the original. So, anyways, flanker. I didn't know that there was a flanker. I did see that they came out with some new releases. There's one called Black Dragon I really want to try, and I've been really wanting to get my nose on that Oud Bourbon from Byron as well. So, yeah, Byron's a pretty good house, it seems. Pretty nice overall. Kind of sweet, not too complex, but pretty good stuff overall. So, it's I'm excited to see where that brand's going to go and their potential. So, Josan says, hello, hello, my friend. How you doing this evening? Josan says, scent of the day, Mansara Oud Vanille. Really nice fragrance. I do have that one myself. It is a little bit medicinal off the top, but it dries down. It's quite charming, a little bit dark, and the vanilla really takes the forefront. I think the oud is becomes a little bit more subtle. It's a pretty good charming fragrance. I do like that one, and medicinal vibes of oud are kind of strange, but once you wrap your head around it, it can be a night it can be really interesting. Medicinal, that sounds really strange to people, but um, it is an experience, and it can actually blend with a fragrance really well. So, Pirates 2.0, I didn't know. That's kind of a corny name, 2.0. But I know it's a flanker of sorts. 2.0. You'd think they would have named it something else, huh? It's like start doing something funny, like a pirate's life. I don't know. Do something. Say something funny. Anyways, yeah, Pirates is nice. I've tried that one in Mula Mula, and the Chronic, and I tried the original three, the trio. I'm not sure which one I like the best. It's probably between the Chronic and Mula Mula. Mula Mula is really fun, but I might like it to. I don't know. Might have liked it better when I was younger. Now I'm a little bit more mature. I've always been an old soul. People say. I guess I am, but not a bad fragrance at all. Not bad stuff. So, um, first one was Pirate 1.0. Chronic is my fave. Yeah, Chronic's nice. I'm not sure which one I like the best, the Chronic or um, Mula Mula. But Chronic's probably is my favorite. But I kind of, again, there's a lot of these fragrances. They are different, but there's some similarities. Now that I have Tuxedo EDP, but not Tuxedo, Mustache EDP by Rojas. I don't know if I need anything that smells like that. It kind of fits that need for me, at least right now. But maybe I'll get to it. Yeah, Black Dragon looks really good. I definitely got to try out Black Dragon and see what that one's all about. I've seen some people say some really good things about it. Um, I'm trying to think of any new releases that caught my interest. Y'all got me thinking about new fragrances. I'd probably have to go to Lucky Scent and check out what's new. Um, I, I I wish I could keep up. I know there's that house called Electromus. I mentioned them before. I really want to try that house and explore that. I'll be trying to get reviews out to y'all. The uh, what's her name? Francesca Bianchi fragrances. I have a discovery set that has most of them, and I really want to get those out for y'all for the winter. Those are quite good fragrances. I think that needs some talk and some mention. Those could be good to explore for y'all if y'all are interested in animalic fragrances. Some other good news is I think that Happy Land is back rolling. You know, people. I think he was getting sick and recovered, and he's back with us, but had a scare there. But happy to see that he's back and rolling in business. So check that out. If you've been wanting Happy Land and they were down for a little while, they're back in business. So Tessa Williams frags are decent and cheap too. I haven't tried Tessa Williams. I don't know much about that house. But I do. There's a lot to explore out there. There's new houses, but I know that I want to try more of the Ormond Jane fragrances. There's some Nishane that I haven't tried. Manugu is one that I really need to try. If y'all haven't seen that one's more of like a patchouli fragrance, probably a little bit more challenging, but looks really nice. Manugu from the House of Nishane. So that one's on my radar. And Wulong Cha. There's a lot of exciting stuff out there. So, anyways, I want to see if Carnar Barcelona comes out with anything new, and I need to get completely into the house of Profumum Roma. I joke about that, but they have a fairly decently sized collection and a lot of good stuff that looks really good. So maybe one of these days I'll order a bunch of samples from Lucky Scent again and get my nose on these because again, I don't have a boutique. Again, a lot of these guys and ladies and work at fragrance companies or really close to boutiques like in New York and that kind of business, and they don't have to pay for this stuff, and I do. So it's a struggle, but it's always fun. It's always fun when you get $100 worth of samples. So anyways, have y'all ever done that before? Ordered a bunch of niche samples, and then you got your hands full for a couple months of just sampling stuff. Anyways, some new fragrances that have been on my radar. Y'all probably know about the new Orchid, Tom Ford's Black Orchid Eau de Parfum. That one's been the talk of the town for a couple weeks now, and I'm excited to try it. Just like Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male Parfum, I would like to try it, but I'm not absolutely. I don't know. I'm not against them, but I'm not terribly excited. I know that they probably will be nice, but I know what the original smell like. I know the style of those fragrances, and I probably wouldn't buy them, but I respect them, of course. But that'll be interesting. We'll get around to that. So, how do you say that? Kalaj are worth looking at. I have no experience with that house. Tell me more, Centralized. And it is good to see you. Thank you for being, popping in here and being communicating with us and being having a good conversation here. So, Stephanie Deming says I need to get full bottles of Carta Barcelona. I have decants of Rima and Tardes, and I love them absolutely. Rima's really fascinating. Rima is like a spicy, honey tobacco fragrance, but instead of going leathery, or instead of going like deeper and darker, it kind of has this floral, almost like chypre aspect to it, and it is a really nice, interesting fragrance. It's kind of a mix and match, one of those hybrids of sorts, and it's a real charmer. It's really nice, very unisex as well. I When I first tested that one out, I was really surprised. That's how well that fragrance came across, and again, the composition's a bit unique, so it's really fun. Tardes, not bad at all either. From Carna Barcelona, I have Amber del Sur, which is like a interesting dry pine, um, like almost like a spicy vanilla fragrance, woody spicy vanilla, with some pine green elements off the top. It smells almost like a hot day on like a Mediterranean island with a bunch of trees around you, and it has some animalic tones to it. So that one's quite interesting. I I don't think I have any other Carnar Barcelona. I really want to probably get, what was it called, Bobo, or I think that was what it was called. That one's like a salty cucumber thing. I know it sounds weird, but smelling like a salty cucumber actually is a pleasant idea to me in the hot summer. So love them too. Very challenging by Miguel Matos. Is that a name of a is that a new release from Miguel Matos? I didn't know about that one. At first, I almost thought you were saying that Miguel Matos' fragrances were very, very challenging, and I don't know. To me, they definitely are niche. I mean, they're intended to be niche, and they are aldehydic feeling, but they're not terribly. I wouldn't say they're strange or really artistic, in the sense of like difficult to wear. But I don't think you were meaning that. But Blackbeard, Transylvania, Ocean, Love Toxin. What's that brand? Centralized. Is that Tessa Williams or Kalal? Which house was that Centralized? I do remember seeing that fragrance actually before they even hit Lucky Scent, and they were sold out. The Blackbeard, I thought it was interesting that he intentionally tried to capture the smell of pirates instead of the stereotypical rum and spices and tropical fruits and patchouli and stuff like that. He decided to capture the actual smell of what a Viking naturally man would naturally smell like, which is an interesting thought. So I want to smell Blackbeard. I would like to smell that, and if it works for me, I would like that. Of course, I would like to smell like a pirate. That's always cool. So Transylvania, Ocean. I haven't tried any of them, but I need to. Stephanie says, any word on when Tom Ford Tom Ford Peach is coming out? I don't have my hopes up on longevity, but still curious because will love Tom Ford. I really don't know. Who knows? I'm sure that if it's going to be released this year, they'll probably try to do it before the holidays, before Christmas, because of course they want to get those sales. Online orders. With what's going on in the world right now, this will be this will be a crazy year for online shopping. It's already crazy, and it's going to get even crazier. So absolutely. But yeah, longevity's not crazy. I'm not the biggest Tom Ford person. I really respect the house. I think that Oud Wood really, changed the fragrance world and really kind of pushed Oud more into the mainstream and did a great job. It was a great release. And I really respect Tuscan Leather. It also kind of brought leather as a big player. More people really started to like leather. And there's a lot of fragrances that are really inspired by Tuscan Leather. And a lot, it's pretty well done. It's a little bit hard to wear for some people, unwearable. I don't know if I'll ever buy a bottle of that one, but I might get ombre leather. I really don't. I don't think I have any Tom Fords in my collection. I used to have Tom Ford Ohm Extreme, which is discontinued. I ended up selling it. I actually sold it off at a really good price. I often see people with discontinued Tom Fords charging a arm and a leg, and I was just sitting on it for a while. I wasn't asking a terribly high price, I don't think, for what it was worth, and I ended up selling it off cheap. But who knows? But that wasn't bad. It had a really interesting truffle note. But let's see, Blackbeard is very challenging. Lots of animalics. Yeah, animalics are really challenging, but yeah, well, it all depends on how it's blended, I guess, or what kind of animalics. I recently tried the house. I'll be getting y'all some fragrance reviews of the house of Zvaga, or I think that I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it. He's a fragrance reviewer. I think his its channel name was Mr. Niche Guy. I always mix things up, so please forgive me. But I have a discovery set of those, and he has some very animalic fragrances. He has one called "The Man in His Pipe," and it's really really nice. It's a fine fragrance and might be my favorite animalic fragrance of all time. It's really well done. And if you're an animalic lover, Fragrance Journey, if you're listening, if you're here or just ever decide to rewatch this, I don't know if you've tried that one yet, but I think you'd like it, my friend. I think you'd like it. So anyways, Lots of animalics. Tom Ford's Peach. Try and get a sample. Olfactophiles did a first impressions and was not very impressed. Yeah, it's again. I don't have anything against Tom Ford. I feel like their or some of their earlier releases were a lot stronger. I thought that Italian Cypress was a very good release, but I think once a brand gets extremely popular, once a house gets very well known and gets established, just like with any brand, because they have the reputation and the following, they know that they can creep up their prices or maybe creep down on the quality. And I'm not saying Tom Ford's bad quality. I'm just saying that they can get away with not giving great performance. They can get away with giving you a lesser concentration and that kind of stuff. And to me, I like value, and also compared to other niche fragrances, even though Tom Fords are seductive and they do have a nice blend to them, I don't find them terribly interesting. And some of them are kind of hard to wear. And some of the ones that are wearable don't have good performance. Like I love Costa Azura. I love that fragrance and I want it. But Costa Azura costs so much money and it only gives me like 2 hours of performance or three. I'm lucky if I get four if I spray it on clothes and I spray it all over. And it's just too expensive. It's just too expensive for what it is. And then there's an aqua version, which probably smells great too, but probably doesn't last for 1 hour. So, and I just can't justify that. I mean, I don't. I don't have that kind of money, but maybe some people do. I know that people are buying up Lost Cherry. People still rant and rave, and there's people out there who think Lost Cherry is the best thing, but with that kind of performance, no, no, sir, no, 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 no game. Anyways, any thoughts? Any more thoughts on fragrance? Any brands that y'all are excited about? For me personally, I don't know. There's a lot of exciting brands out there, but for me, I just have to take things at my own pace. I have to take things slow and steady. I do have some new brands I'll be showing y'all. Again, Francesca Bianchi, Savarga. There's one called Screaming Mandrake, which is an indie house. I'll be showcasing to y'all. And there's a lot of new fragrances I'll probably introduce y'all to. And I have some discovery sets of some more well-known houses that I really need to get back to. Like, what was that house? It was called the Harmonist. I reviewed a few of their fragrances, but I ended up not haven't reviewed all of them yet. I still have to review all the fragrances from the Harmonist for you guys, so I'll get to that as well. So, 4160 Tuesdays. Absolutely, they're a good house. I do need to review some more of their fragrances. I have a sample of one of their fragrances called, I forget exactly, I know I'm mixing it up, but I think it's either called Freeway or Highway, but I think it's Freeway. And I actually really like that fragrance, and I realized that was I looked at the notes and realized it had cannabis, and that's the only fragrance I think I've ever come across that I actually think is wearable and pretty enjoyable with that kind of smell. Besides Black Hashish by Art Olfacto, which y'all know I really have on my mind to buy it. It's on the mind. You got to get that one. So, anyways, yeah, 4160 Tuesdays. They have one. What was it? It's something. It's like something in Old Havana. They have one that looks like some kind of intense gourmand, and they have one called like Over the Coffee Shop or something like that. I might be mixing things up, but I think that's the same house. And they do it does look like they have a couple ones that do look good. I've heard some people say somewhat lukewarm things about the fragrances. I'm again. I have a faint memory of trying one called like Green Goddess or something like that, and I don't know why if it was me or if the fragrance needed to mature a little bit. I kind of had a similar experience where there was some kind of fixative that kind of threw me for a loop, kind of like I did with when I first smelled Gallagher's Fine Apple. It kind of threw me for a loop, and the quality didn't seem to me like what it should be, but I do know that I need to give it more of a try. So I do have a sample of the Havana one, and I love it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, and I certainly got to get my nose. And Freeway is a lighter fragrance; it's more versatile, but I don't like a lot of fresh fragrances. So that Freeway one, I think it is by 4160 Tuesdays. Is definitely I got to get that one of these days. It's if I find a fresh fragrance I like, that's That's a needle in a haystack. That doesn't happen every day, so I got to get onto that too. So, anyways, um, I can't. I'm trying to think of some more fragrances I'm really excited about. I haven't revisited my list recently, and I haven't been digging in the samples as much. Again, I've been doing my full length reviews of actual bottles that I have. So I, it's funny. My world is always the complete opposite. When I'm exploring my samples and my decants, we didn't talk about this, but now that we are, I haven't been into my box of samples and things like that recently. So, but that's just life. That's funny. Stephanie says, "I have my eyes on the House of Oud. Dates delight. That looks. Don't know anything about that. I'll have to check it out. I do know what dates taste like, and I do know what dates look like. Kind of. They're kind of like a deeper fig, like a fig that's not as green and it's not as fresh. It's dates are nice. They kind of look like olives in a way, so they're kind of funny. But that does sound nice. Dates are definitely going to give you like almost like a caramel, almost like a really nice like spiced, almost sweet kind of smell. So, have you tried any Lush perfumes? No, I have not. Hearing weird noises over there again, but uh, Lush, no, I have not. I really want to try Dirty. I know that that's like a mint fragrance, and supposedly it's really good, but I have not tried that one yet. Uh, we'll have to check it out. We'll have to see what's all about. Anyways, um, nice Stephanie, absolutely House of Oud. That looks good. I think a lot of us got a sweet tooth, especially for the winter months. Getting into the getting into the fall and the winter. We like that sweet stuff. I was happy to see a couple fragrance reviewers speak highly again of a Ferragamo Uomo, converting everybody to tiramisu and coffee. That's a great affordable one if y'all haven't checked that one out. So Centralized says mint and tarragon. Is that what Dirty is? I do want to try. I do want to try that fragrance. It looks nice, and I hope that I would like it. I do usually tend to like mint, but I do tend to like soft mint, like I like my lime. A soft lime. There's something weird over there making a rattling noise. So, anyways, I didn't like the first, but I like dirt, but love dirty now. Okay, yeah, grew on you a little bit. It took a little time, but now you understand it. More power to you, my friend. Sometimes things take a little time. You never know. But yeah, never did throw away a sample, never discard a sample. Sometimes you might come back after, a month or a year, and then your nose might be more developed so you can actually understand that fragrance. And again, sometimes when we test our fragrances, we put them onto a tester strip and we put them straight into our nose. And you have to let the fragrance, not only do you need to let it dry down and develop, but you need to put that fragrance on your skin, and you really got to give that fragrance a chance. So I remember that was one of my things I did with Hobdon by Parfums de Marly. It didn't make any sense to me when I first smelled it, so I set it aside. And then one day I decided to try it. And I was like, I really like this thing. I didn't understand it at first. It didn't make any sense. I didn't dislike it. I didn't hate it, but at first when I tried it, I just didn't make sense. But now I get it. So. Um, it's an Oriental vanilla, my fave, with notes of peony, dates, coumarin, caramel, tonka cinnamon, honey, labdanum, benzoin, and vanilla. That sounds gorgeous. That sounds really nice. Yeah, you're there's some really nice Oriental vanilla stuff out there. You must it's not an Oriental really, but you must love Ani, which is very popular right now by Nishane. Everybody seems to like it. It's a fine fragrance. It's not my style, but I respect it. It's a wispy, airy ordeal of vanilla, like a musky vanilla that's wispy and airy. Really nice fragrance overall, though. Pretty well composed. Um, I don't know. Have you tried? I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'll have to get back to you if you want to message me on Instagram. You can, Stephanie, and I'll have to remember. But there's one by Enrico Gi. There's a gourmand one, and you can get on FragranceNet for about $30, but I can't remember the name. It's not Nobile. It goes by another name. It's really nice, and you might like it for like $30. It's quite outstanding. Really good value for the money too. So, Centralized says picked up a couple of Frank Oliver frags, Touch and Amber, really nice. I've heard those are really good values. I've heard that those are pretty good stuff, value for money. But I haven't dived into that house yet. It's but maybe I'll have to do that one of these days. Maybe I will have to get myself into those. Sorry about it's getting dark, so I probably need to wrap this up soon. But yeah, I'll probably have to get on here a little bit earlier, and I think in the future, let me know. Y'all will have to let me know. Do y'all want? Would y'all rather have me on here on a Friday night or a Saturday night? And I think I'll try to do one or the other. I don't think I'll do these both Friday and Saturday nights. Maybe I'll just start doing these more on Saturdays if that works for y'all. Because I'm trying to keep things in balance and I'm trying to put my efforts into some other things. And I'm a little bit pressed for time, and I do want to make some success. I am I do struggle a little bit. So tarragon is quite challenging. Yeah, tarragon has big personality. I have cooked with the herb. I do know what it tastes like and everything, but yeah, I haven't really smelled it in a fragrance, so that'd be interesting. I'm curious to see if it's more like clary sage or if it's more like I don't know. It could be something crazy. So I like Ani, but wanted more oomph. Exactly. Ani's a little bit light. That's how I felt about it. I'm like, what is this stuff? Ani, this is a lightweight. Why'd you give me a lightweight fragrance? It's funny. A lot of the really hyped and mass appealing niche fragrances are good, and nothing's wrong with them. A lot of them are actually really well composed, but they're always like these lighter, cheerful, happy fragrances a lot of the time. You never see them, hyping up and everybody going wild and crazy for some really intense patchouli or animalic or crazy oud fragrance or something really earthy or crazy tobacco-y or anything. It always has to have a lot of sweetness and be kind of playful. Fan Your Flames got a lot of love as well, but it never. I don't think it ever got as popular as Ani. And you know, some of us kept pushing. Like I kept pushing to get Flames popular, and I'm happy that it got kind of popular. But it's still a tobacco, and some people said that they didn't like it, but it's good. We're all different. I guess I should say I want more depth. Absolutely. I understand what you're saying, Stephanie. Absolutely. Ani is a bit of a lighter fragrance. It's lighter and it has a little bit more of a, I wouldn't say transparent, but that earthreal, that cloudy, that I wouldn't say bright because people think citrusy. If you haven't tried that fragrance, give it a try, give it a go, and I think you'd like it. Great chatting, Ben. Absolutely centralized. I probably got to wrap it up soon, but let me know, how does Saturday work for you? Stephanie says Saturday's good for me too, or good to me. Sounds good to me. Absolutely. Well, I think that would work best for all of us. I know a lot of people have places to be, things to do on a Friday night, and I do want to try to, I do appreciate y'all, and this is a lot of fun. But sometimes I kind of want to just sit back and relax, and because I don't know, it's to me Friday night. You kind of want to sit back and just almost watch a movie or something. So we all need more oomph. Absolutely. You know, if you're not living life to the max, I mean, you ain't living. So, have some fun and definitely put on a couple more sprays of that fragrance. Don't underspray. I tend to underspray. I don't know if y'all tend to do that, or maybe y'all tend to overspray. I'm not sure. Maybe, got to keep it down a little bit, but I always like to do like four sprays. I like to be considerate, or I don't want to be too showy or too flashy. But unless the fragrance is extremely strong, I need to put on like six sprays for regular situations. So some of y'all might say 10 or 20. I know that some people say put on 10 sprays, put on 15, put on 20. I don't know about that, but I need to get Red Tobacco by Monsara. Red Tobacco is a good one. It's really strong. It's might be the strongest Monsara. Definitely a strong little fragrance. Can't it's charmer. And ladies, don't be scared of red tobacco as well. I know it's not for every lady, but if you're a femme fatale kind of lady, a lady with fetishes, if you know what I mean, you know, latex and the like, I think that you could pull off red tobacco as well. So Centralized says 100 Silent Ways seems to be quite popular at the moment. It does. I think, Nichane is a solid house, and I'm happy to finally see that they're getting a little bit more mainstream popularity. Very solid house, very well done fragrances, and their prices for what they're giving you. They're not cheap by any means, but I think that they're pretty good. I mean, I don't think that they're doing anything like some houses. I think they're giving you your money's worth. They're not charging you $300 for 50 mils, and then it only performs for 4 hours, if you know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, yes, red tobacco. A lot. I think I find it more unisex, but it is a tobacco fragrance, which a lot of ladies tend to shy away from tobacco. But I feel like ladies can certainly pull it off. And but it all depends off if you can deal with tobacco. A lot of people would say it leans masculine. I think it's unisex, but it would be for a very confident lady, like a lady who likes violet, and a lady who likes really strong, powerful fragrances. So, anyways, overspraying due to the mask. Yeah, if you do want to get noticed, if you do want people to actually smell you, you do have to overspray right now. I tend to keep to myself to be safe, and I kind of don't want to waste the fragrance, and then I don't want to have to try to force people to smell me. It's kind of put a damp, put a wet sock on my mood with fragrances. So um, that's a new phrase for me. Put a wet sock on your emotions. So a little Stephanie, quite tangy in the opening. Okay, yeah, I think a lady can't pull it off if she's really bold. If she's a boss lady, she can pull it off. But it's a perfectly good fragrance. I love tobacco, so I'll have to check it out. If you like tobacco, you got to check that one out. I think you can pull it off. I really like Fan Your Flames, but I would be careful with that one. Maybe you might like that one, but I do think Fan Your Flames is a little bit more assertive with the tobacco. And I think it was there was a bigger fragrance reviewer. Again, I never intend or try to offend them, so I won't even mention their name, but they didn't like it, and it was a lady, didn't like Fan Your Flames, and I don't think she gave the fragrance a real chance. But I think what she should have said is that it smells masculine. You got to say more than give it like 2 seconds and just say you don't like it. You got to tell us more. Is it good for men? Is it not well composed? You not like the smell? And that was kind of a first impression. And I really don't like it when fragrance reviewers give you a first impression and then like judge the fragrance immediately and then never get back to you about how they actually tested that fragrance and actually giving that fragrance a real chance. So you can't judge a fragrance off first impressions. So anyways, probably wrap up this live. I love tobacco. Okay, love violet. Okay, you're a boss lady. You're not gonna take nothing from nobody. And if somebody treats you wrong, you're gonna call up the manager. Yeah, I think definitely try out red tobacco, uh, and give it a go. I think you might like it. So, Centralized says I recently picked up by the fireplace and love that. By the Fireplace is very nice. It is a good charmer. It's been hyped, and I'm sure it will hit a couple lists again. For the last year, even 2 years, it's hit winter list, it's hit fall top 10 list for a good reason. It's a great fragrance, and it has a nice blend of having personality with the smoke without being too smoky for most people, and then it becomes very charming and kind of cozy. And to me, it almost becomes almost feminine in the dry down. So it's like assertive and bold and smoky. Some people might find that's masculine. So it kind of appeases everybody. It kind of gives you both, and it would be a great fragrance to share with a significant other as well. So Herod is a beautiful tobacco. Yeah, Herod's pretty good. Again, more power to you, Schism. I was funny about Herod. Again, I thought that the sweetness and the dry down. I heard that it's possibly been reformulated. Maybe it had a more natural vanilla when it first came out. To me, Herod's vanilla, there's some sweetness that's like a high pitch. Like if you've ever heard a high pitched sound that's just in your ears and it's like a ringing. To me, that's how it smells to my nose, and it's super persistent. It's not blended in the fragrance, and it's just really for some reason annoys me. And maybe vintage batches are better. I don't know why, but Herod does not go for some reason does not go for me. and I respect the fragrance. It's pretty good overall, but I do think. I haven't smelled the original first bottles that came out, but I could imagine that a really high quality, like an airy, maybe a powdery vanilla, really would have made Harriet even better. The sweetness I get is almost like a clove sweetness. It's a persistent, like it feels red to me. It's high pitch shouts and just doesn't. To me, maybe they improved it. Maybe they heard my complaints and maybe they've changed it by now. I don't know, but all I know is when I tried it, um, that Herod didn't go for me. But I'll give it another try. I'll give it another go one of these days. I don't even know where my sample is of that anymore. I probably gave it away. Um, it's Schism. My favorite Parfums de Marley is Carlisle. That one's really nice. My two favorites are Hobdon and Leighton Exclusive. But I am willing to try some of the others and maybe give some of the other ones another chance. I do think they're a little bit expensive, the House of Parfums de Marley, for what they are, but they're still pretty. They still smell pretty good. I wouldn't mind having Herod and Leighton Exclusive and in my collection. So anyways, everybody, I do appreciate you. And I wasn't, and Schism, if you're still here, I hope that you don't feel like I was dogging on your fragrance or putting it down. I never intend to do that. I just telling y'all my experience. So, anyways, I probably will wrap this up soon. I really do appreciate y'all for your friendship. I'll be on here tomorrow night, Saturday, right at 6 o'clock. I'll do my very best to be here right on time, and we'll have an awesome discussion. So, anyways, good night, Ben. Take care. Absolutely, have an awesome night, everybody. Stay safe, stay well. Watch a movie, grab some ice cream, do what you got to do, and have some fun. And I'll say it, take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, be awesome, be smelling great. I know that y'all are. And we'll chat soon. I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope that y'all enjoying my content. Let me know if y'all ever want to. Let me know how I can possibly improve or if there's something you want to see different. But have a beautiful night, everybody. Stay safe. And until next time, everybody, peace out. Bye.